Hi, I'm Jordan the Nerd of Gold, and I was recently asked if I had ever read DC Comics' Deceased event by Tom Taylor and Trevor Hairsine, I think is how you say it. And the answer is yes, I have read the original mini as it was coming out. I really enjoyed that, but I never finished the rest of the books. So I decided, since I was asked, and it's Halloween season now, that I'm going to read the entirety of the Deceased saga, I guess we're going to call it. And yeah, last night I decided to read Deceased again, A Good Day to Die, and the Unkillables miniseries, and that makes up almost half of it. There's a digital series next, and then the two direct sequel miniseries to the original event, rather than the spin-offs of it. But yes, I like Deceased. Deceased is a fun book. It's a good DC Elseworlds title. The idea of the anti-life equation being altered to create these kind of zombies, I think that's a very fun idea. And it's a book that really relies on the sentimental ties to these characters to really draw on the heartstrings of the emotions, which I think is one of Tom Taylor's strengths when he is writing really well. That he really pulls on the heartstrings. Now, you can say that's kind of base level writing if you want. I'm not. I know some people are like high and low, but that's true on almost every comic book author. You can find fans who are loving the writing and fans who hate the writing. But I think Deceased is one of the better Tom Taylor works that I have read. And yeah, I really enjoyed this series for the most part. It's a fun little horror comic. I don't think it's particularly scary. I do like Trevor's art, which does lean into that, but I don't think the story is necessarily the scariest that we can get. And I don't think the narration really helps that so much. It does facilitate the story, but I do think that a different writer could have maybe placed greater horror into that part. That's just me speaking. That being said, I still, like I said, enjoy the series. The original one is good. The one-shot, A Good Day to Die, is a fun little one-shot, but I think there's weirdly too many artists on that book. I think that one was put together pretty quickly because they wanted to release a new issue based on how successful the rest of the miniseries was, which is completely understandable. And then the Unkillables miniseries is a good follow-up like tie-in book to the main book, where we get to see what some of the villains were up to during this whole event. And yeah, I think the whole team Tree Lobsters was really fun, and like I said, Tom really plays on the sentimentality of people's connections, and I really think that the idea of giving these villains a chance to like change by having to be parents to orphans is a really good way to show character change, and especially in this post-apocalyptic setting where normal emotional relationships are thrown out the window because nothing makes sense anymore. So I do like the Deceased series so far, and I'll let you know what I think about the rest of it.